We're pleased to have you with us to join in celebrating this year's CNIB 2019 Guide Dog graduating class. This is one of 5 ceremonies taking place today. There are ceremonies also happening in Winnipeg, Vancouver, St. John's, Newfoundland, and Toronto. And Toronto will follow this ceremony. And they're all being live streamed on CNIB's Facebook page, so our CNIB family, friends, and supporters can all join us in their celebrations as well. Today took a lot of effort to put together, and I want to say a special thank you to everybody who helped out today. We hope that this will be a very special day for everyone. This is a guide dog graduation, and we have many of our friends here, so we may hear barks and howls, but it's all part of the fun of today. I'm Dwayne Morgan, the Executive Director for Ontario East, and I'm pleased to work out of this location that you're in, which is the CNIB Ottawa Hub. And it's a very special day for us here because we know a lot of the dogs because they're here on a regular basis. The trainers work mostly out of the Ottawa area, and we're happy to know most of the dogs and happy to see them in their new partnerships today. So it's very special for us. The guide dog journey is one that also takes a lot of effort as well. At about 8 weeks, puppies are placed with volunteer puppy raisers that have those dogs for about a year, and this is where they work on obedience and socialization. And this really would not happen without those crucial volunteers. So if there are puppy raisers in the audience, can you please stand? And I'd like to give them all a big round of applause. Thank you so much. You can take your seat. As I said, the journey of a guide dog starts at about 8 weeks when they're placed with their puppy raisers. Then at about a year, they start to work with CNIB's guide dog mobility instructors, and they introduce them to the harness and basics of guiding. And then at about 18 months is a real crucial part of the journey when they're matched with their partners, and the guide dog mobility instructors look at the personalities of the dogs and the personalities of the dog handlers, and look at the physical attributes and make sure that that meets the needs of the future dog handler. But not all of our dogs become guide dogs, but they still work to become beacons of accessibility and break down barriers in our community. We have 3 streams for our dogs. One is guide dogs, and the guide dogs work with their partners to overcome obstacles, avoid tripping, and the guide dog helps to keep the pair safe where possible. Our second stream is our buddy dog program, and that's a really exciting program where a dog can be placed with a youth, and through that placement they can learn to care for the dog, be responsible for the dog, and if they want to transition to using a guide dog later in life, they're already accustomed to being around dogs and it's a much easier transformation. The buddy dogs can also be used for an adult with low vision that could benefit from having a well-trained pet in the house as well. The third stream is our ambassador dog program, and ambassador dogs are really, as it sounds, they are ambassadors in the community to showcase our guide dog program, and they are usually matched with a staff or volunteer that will take them to community settings and other events to really show the word of our guide dog program. We've been very busy over this past year or so with our guide dog programs. The guide dog training is not only around matching, we also have advocacy initiatives that we have undertaken, and this past year we had our first inaugural guide dog advo camp at our Lake Joe facility, and 30 guide dog handlers from across the country all gathered at our Lake Joe facility, and they took part in advocacy training sessions. They also learned about health and fitness for their dogs, and strength and conditioning training, and nutrition as well. And that was sponsored by our nutrition partner, Royal Kinnian, and we look forward, there was a lot of good feedback, and we look forward to having that take place again next year and in the years to come. We've also purchased a property in Beckwith in Carleton Place, and that's going to be our K9 campus. Really exciting facility, and that will have 6 pods that can hold up to 24 dogs in their training journey. We've also been growing our team across the country. We've recently hired an advocacy and community outreach lead and a puppy raising supervisor in Western Canada. And this past summer, Saskatchewan received their first group of puppies in Regina. So it's very exciting news. We've also been working with Global Working Dogs to develop a new harness, and that will be tested over the coming months with our technical team, along with some of our partners across the country, partnerships across the country, to make sure they meet all of our needs, and we're hoping to launch that in November. Very exciting news for the people that are French-speaking in our country. In the coming year, we're also going to be launching the bilingual portion of our program, so that people who are French, Francophone, can take part in our guide dog program as well. So very exciting. David, I know you're excited about that. Yes. We are also growing our team, and we have a surprise presentation today. We actually have, I'd like to ask Andrew Hanlon, the manager of our guide dog program, to come forward, and we have a special presentation to make. So Andrew.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
Hello everybody. I have a very short time slot, and I can't possibly thank everybody who's made this such a success. But a couple of people I do need to thank. Obviously Ben and Sam, who are our resident guide dog ability instructors, the work they've done has been phenomenal, and they're the ones responsible for a lot of the success that we've had. But a major part of their job has been training 2 apprentices. So I know Shona's hiding somewhere. Shona, get yourself up here. Come on, Shona. Come on, Rob. She's actually surprised me because I don't know I've kept the secret, but
I almost did.
I'm so pleased to say after so much hard work as an apprentice, I'm fully aware of the long hours they've worked, the weekends and days they've spent away from the family, but it's very, very much appreciated. So thank you both very, very much indeed. Okay, and I'm going to get you the board now. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andrew, and congratulations to Shona and Rob. I can't believe we kept that a secret either. I'd like you all now to turn your attention to a special video we've prepared, and you can take a look at guide dog partnerships from across the country of many of our graduates that will be taking part in the ceremonies today.
CNIB Guide Dogs logo. Congratulations, class of 2019 graduates.
Hi, my name is Kelly Pico. I am here in St. John's, Newfoundland. I would like you to meet my 2-year-old golden retriever, Maple. Maple is the first guide dog that I have ever had, and for the past 6 months, she has brought so much independence and confidence to my life. I can now navigate around my community safely, and I feel so confident while doing so.
Hi, my name is Larissa Proctor. I live in Brantford, Ontario, and this is my guide dog, Piper, who is a 2.5-year-old golden retriever. We are here today at our CNIB community hub in London, Ontario, where Piper and I frequently work. My life has changed completely since getting Piper as a guide dog. The thing that I love most about having Piper in my life is that I'm able to travel more freely anywhere I want to on my own, which is something I haven't been able to enjoy for probably the last decade. And he's just a great companion. He's very affectionate, and he gives me a lot of love and laughs.
Hi, my name is Mason Christians. I live in London, Ontario, and this is my special buddy dog, Queenie. She is a golden retriever. We're sitting on the couch. She has helped me be more confident in taking care of animals. I like her personality, and she has helped me get lots of exercise, and she is just the best puppy I could ever ask for.
Hi, I'm Audrey, and this is Ziggy. And Ziggy is Toronto's first ambassador dog for CNIB. My husband and I were Ziggy's puppy raisers, and he went off to Ottawa and was successful in his training. But unfortunately, due to bad hips, he wasn't able to be a guide dog. So, lucky for us, came back and has become Toronto's ambassador dog. His job is to provide education and socialization to people so they understand what it means to have a guide dog and what it means to be around a guide dog. We tell them that when the dog is wearing his coat, we call it a cape, that like a superhero, he's not to be disturbed. And the children understand this. When Ziggy isn't working as an ambassador dog, I take him to work with me, and we visit senior citizens, and they love him. We call Ziggy the Smile Maker because he puts a smile out of everybody's face. And Ziggy.
My name is Austin Zer. I am 8 years old. I live in Regina, Saskatchewan. This is my buddy dog, Dixon. He is a golden retriever. Since being matched with Dixon, he helps me stay away from bad dreams because he protects me from them because he sleeps in my room. He helps me get my family to be active. He helps me not be scared of dogs, and I love my buddy dog.
What's going on, guys? My name's Marco Reynolds. I live in Armstrong, BC, and this is my buddy dog Baker here. He's a yellow golden retriever, and I like to feed him, and I like how snuggly he is. That's not all I have to say. Can I do another vocal one? Since Baker has been here, we have taught him how to play fetch. See you later.
Hello, I'm Zach, and I'm from Calgary. And this wonderful ball of fur is my buddy dog named Elsa. She is a golden retriever from Australia, and I'm here to tell you a funny story about her. So she has the stuffed dog that when you come in, she'll pick it up and show it to you, and then 5 minutes later she'll show it to you again, like, look at my dog. I love my dog. And it's just hilarious every time she does it.
CNIB Guide Dogs logo. Visit cnibguidedogs.ca.
Thank you very much. I think we see how empowering being matched with a guide dog can be. At this moment, I would like to call upon, from Ottawa, Erin Maloney, to share her story for a guide dog partnership.
Sorry, Winston has stage fright. All right, so good afternoon, everyone. It's my absolute pleasure to get to share with you my experience with the CNIB Guide Dog program. So I have always viewed myself as being someone who is really independent and someone who always is up for a challenge. But I would say that as my vision has gotten worse, as I've gotten older, that's certainly one of the biggest challenges that I've ever had to face. So while I was obviously adapting to try to figure out how to live life being legally blind, I was all of a sudden finding that I wasn't doing a lot of the things that I really loved doing, right? So all of a sudden I was much less likely to go out hiking with my family on weekends. And I was turning up travel opportunities for work because I was nervous to travel independently. And it was for this reason that I started looking into the CNIB Guide Dog program. So when I first met Winston, I was absolutely excited and I was terrified. I had thoughts of, what if I don't like him? What if he doesn't like me? How often do you feed a dog? How often do dogs poop? Right? These are all things that I never had a dog. I had to Google. But I would say say that going through this program has been absolutely phenomenal. So now, not only do I know how often dogs poo, and how to find the poo, I also know that with Winston, I have the ability to travel independently. And so, although we've only been together for a fairly short time, I'm so excited about the future that's coming up. I'm so excited about the opportunities we're going to be having to travel independently. We have our first international trip booked for March. And I'm really excited to really be able to get back into doing those family activities that I love, like hiking with the kids, and being able to travel internationally. Again, the idea of traveling internationally, you can tell, really stressed me out, right? So this idea of being able to travel for work and not really be held back by some of the fears and insecurities that I've had. So this was, again, such an honor to be part of this program. And before I sit back down, I just want to say thank you so much on behalf of myself and our cohort here to everyone who's been a part of this. So we realize that, while we feel like it's a bit of hard work on our end too, to sort of learn how to work with the dog, we realize that so many of you have put in so much time and effort and emotion into this. And so for that, we're incredibly, incredibly grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erin. We would now like to call upon Johanna Lindemann to talk about her experience with an ambassador dog.
Good afternoon. My name is Johanna, and I'm the partner of Katie, who's currently with Carl somewhere, as she is, as many have described her, an exuberant dog. So, like Erin, about a year and a half ago, I found myself wondering, I'd like to have a puppy, but I don't want to have a puppy at home. At the same time, a CNIB ad came up looking for puppy raisers. So I called, and there wasn't a puppy available at the time. That's fine. I got a call not far after that saying, there is this dog. She has a couple of little things that need to be worked on. Would you like it? So I went into panic mode, excitement, not knowing what to do. I've never had this dog. I've raised dogs all my life, pups at home, and I took the challenge. We set off to work hard, very hard, with a lot of support from CNIB and the trainers. And bit by bit, Katie started to respond. Because of her exuberant personality, Katie will not be guiding. However, we've continued training. I think she's training me more than I'm training her now. But as an ambassador dog in the community, she has made incredible connections. People want to know more about it. People want to ask questions. I have the opportunity to approach kids with Katie and explain to them what the right things to do are. Most of the time, people look over my shoulder to see if Katie's coming with me. Nobody wants to do anything with me. So again, as an ambassador dog and part of the CNIB community, Katie has become an incredible asset, and our life is just so much fun. Katie is full of spunk, and every day we're ready to go into the next adventure. Thank you, and congratulations to the graduating class.
Thank you so much, Johanna. Now we move to our ceremony. So I'd like to call upon Guide Dog Manager Andrew Hanlon again to come forward and help us with the presentations. First up, we have from London, Marie-Claire Billig and her dog Rhonda. Rhonda is a Labrador Golden Cross. They were matched in 2019, and Rhonda was actually raised by Yuko Ime from Halifax. Next from Montreal, I'm pleased to present David Demers and his guide dog, Lilo. Lilo is a golden retriever. They were matched in November of 2019. And Lilo was raised by Kristen Webb in Winnipeg. From Perth, we have Johanna Linneman and her guide dog, Katie. And they were matched in September of 2019. And Katie was actually raised by Johanna. We have from Ottawa, Erin Maloney, and our guide dog, Winston. Winston is a golden retriever and was raised by Jared Dickens in Ottawa. And all the way from Iqaluit, Noah Papatsy and his guide dog, Sherman. We've all known Sherman for quite a while. Sherman is a golden retriever and was raised by Catherine Karen in Halifax. From Victoria, we have Tim Reese and his guide dog, Carlo. They were matched in November of 2019. Carlo is a black Labrador retriever and was raised by Denise Kroll in Halifax. Next we have from Carlton Place, Carrie Sims and her ambassador dog, Cooper. They were matched in November of 2018. Cooper is a golden retriever and raised by Jeff Barr in Toronto. From Brantford, Terry Storts and his guide dog, Bert. They were matched in November 2019. Bert is a golden retriever and was raised by John Blythe in Ottawa. John Blythe in Canada. And from Whitby, Lindsay Walkingshaw and her guide dog, Charles. They were matched in November 2019. Charles is a golden retriever and was raised by Karen Somerville in Toronto. Thank you, Andrew, for all your help, and congratulations to this class. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you 2019 CNIB graduating class. We are so fortunate to have a strong team working with this class as well, so I'd like to say a big thank you to our guide dog team, the guide dog managers, the puppy raisers, the CNIB guide dog mobility instructors. Between them all, they have over 150 years of experience that they bring. So, a round of applause to that team. We'd also like to bring attention to another special guest we have today who actually graduated last year. but couldn't make it to the ceremony. So we're very pleased to have with us Sandy Benoit and her dog, Keller. Sandy and Keller were actually, their partnership was part of the first graduating class, so congratulations to Sandy. We're happy to have you with us today. I'd like to also make another announcement today, a very special announcement that came out on Wednesday. CNIB is pleased to announce that we've just brought on board our new spokesperson, and that will be Ben Mulrooney. We've met with Ben, and he seems to have his finger on the pulse of what's happening in Canada, what Canadians want, and what they want to support, especially the younger demographic, and we need those supporters to help make sure that this guide dog program and other programs within CNIB move forward. So Ben is actually taking part in the Toronto ceremony, which will be live streamed immediately following this ceremony on our CNIB Facebook page. So if you would like to tune into there, please feel free to do so. So again, I'd like to welcome Ben aboard and welcome you as a part of our team. So that pretty much concludes our ceremony today. I'm going to ask our graduates to stay with us. We have some photos we're going to take. There is snacks at the back of the room. We want you all to stick around, enjoy each other's company, and enjoy our space that we have here. Feel free to engage with our CNIB staff, with our graduates. And we'd like to thank you all for coming out and supporting everyone here today. And for those watching online, please stay tuned, because at 3 o'clock GTA time, you'll be able to tune into the Toronto ceremony. So thank you again, everyone. And again, congratulations to our class.